All right, so we're here with we're doing the Meet the Hive again with Anthony and Mike Novak. He's been with us for a little bit, so we're happy to have you, Mike.
Mike was the very first hybrid, bro. Not a little bit. He's been here since the beginning.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, man. Once you see an opportunity, want to get in at the ground floor. I wasn't going to miss an opportunity. After kind of chatting and talking with you guys about real estate, and then when this opportunity came up and you're talking about the Hive, I was like, there's not a chance in the world that I'm not going to be part of this from the beginning.
Well, you're a fan favorite, bro. Yeah, we're glad like you were networking with us right before launch. So yeah, man, I think we perfectly aligned in our mission and our vision. You are already generating leads nationwide. So like, yeah, man, let's run. Let's do something fun.
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long you've been doing real estate? Just a little bit of bio about yourself, Mike.
Yeah, so Mike Novak, I live out in Western Massachusetts. I've been doing vacant land real estate investing probably just about a year now. I started probably like March or April last year. The way I got started was I've always wanted to be in real estate, just never knew kind of how to get started. Wasn't aware on how to use other people's money, anything like that. So I said, how do I get into this game with the money I have? And started thinking about it more. And I said, vacant land. And started kind of going through the Facebook groups and things like that, learning about it casually, through some of the free material out there. And then by chance, this piece of land came available here in Western Mass, and it was 8 acres for $5,000. Just showed up on my Zillow, like one of those saved searches I had. Talked to the guy, and he's like, "Oh, I've had so many people call me. I'm probably going to take it down. There's too much going on, but I'm going to show it on Sunday if to a few people, and you're third in line." And I was like, "Oh man, if I'm third in line, I have no shot on this thing." So Sunday comes around, it's an ice storm. I mean, terrible, terrible weather. The guy says, "I'm canceling the showing, taking the listing down. We'll reassess this in like a month or so." And I said, "Absolutely not." I said, I'm going to hop in my truck right now. If I go up there and look at this property, and it is what I think it is, will you take the $5,000? He goes, "Definitely." And it took me something that's an hour away. It took me about 2 hours to get there through the ice storm. Got there, checked it out, had the agreement over to him the next day. Had no idea what I was doing. So, I'm trying to find a lawyer to do it, and all this stuff, paying more than I should have. And all said and done, ended up locking it up. Had no idea how to dispo it, dealt with that for a period of time, but in the end ended up tripling my money on the property. And that was the beginning of it. And once I saw that I was successful in that, I said, I can do this again. And that's where I kind of took off from there, started, doing more of the learning, understanding how to go about this, and then kind of went on my journey from there.
That's all it really takes, man, is to get that one, and kind of broadens your perspective. The first time I had a big wire hit my bank account, like I got like a anxiety, like a quick rush, like, is this legal? It's too good to be true, man. I really love real estate. Yeah, I think it takes that one, and then that's it. You're off to the races, man. And you've been doing really well. So super glad to be learning from you and networking with you. Yeah, man. And your eyes are always open for opportunity, so you don't miss the lick, man. So I appreciate you. And now Mike got some deals working here in Texas, and yeah, he's kicking butt, man. I think you're going to gain a lot of momentum. I think you have the biggest team in Hive so far. So yeah, man, really, really excited to be working with you.
So,
I appreciate it.
tell us. I know you kind of been doing mailers for a long time. Tell us a little experience with mailers, tips and tricks. You're on TikTok as well. Delve into your mailers and your TikTok and kind of show us your experience you learned by doing those different avenues, strategies.
So yeah, we'll talk about my process a little bit. Sorry, my dog is going crazy. The wife and the kids are just getting home here. Yeah, I started doing mailers. I'm mostly into direct mail. So I send out about 500 pieces of mail. And if the dog's too loud, I'll go.
No, you're good, man. You're fine.
Cool. Yeah, so I send out probably typically about 500 pieces of mail right now a week. And my strategy was really, buy low, sell high. So I've been purchasing properties around 20 to 30 cents on the dollar for the most part, and I've been buying them outright. A lot of the times there, I'm selling them for cash, or I'm doing owner financing. And then, I think I'm on my 18th property now. that I'm working on. So TikTok kind of came along as someone mentioned a place to get free traffic and TikTok, and I'm like, oh, there's no way. TikTok's a bunch of teenagers doing dances and things like that, and I was like, there's no way that this would get me any traction. And did a couple videos, got a few views, and then all of a sudden I had one that just got 250,000 views, and then from there all of a sudden my things start blowing up, and I ended up selling 5 properties on TikTok, and now I've accumulated, I want to say, close to 1,600 emails of people who are interested in buying land somewhere in the country. So through my website, I capture emails that say, in what state are you looking to buy property, your name and your email address. And now, obviously with the Hive, I'm looking to kind of go back to that group now, send them an email with a survey and really get some more information and dig down into these groups of buyers and be able to gauge their motivation by, how soon are they looking to buy, what acreage size, what's your budget, in what area. And I'm going to be sending them a link to the Hive, and that's going to, create all these opportunities within the Hive and have them all organized. And from there, I can really look at this group of people I have, and as opportunities are coming, help on a disposition side or know that I have something sold when I'm going in to buy.
That's freaking amazing, bro. TikTok, I've never heard anybody doing that still. Even when you brought it up a couple months ago, still, I don't think anybody has said that they're using that strategy yet. All the guys who meet on Clubhouse and everything, man. So you're definitely a pioneer in that space. I would really like to take a closer look at that as well myself moving forward. 1,600 emails, man. You know how long it would take for you to capture that organically? Golly.
Oh, I know what an email is worth, and I'm not necessarily sure of how great of these leads are, but there's someone showing interest in land and submitting their email, so there's some interest there, whether it be tomorrow or 2 years down the road. I have that email for life.
Yeah, you'll have a 10,000 person buyers list in no time, man.
No, that's awesome. So Mike and I were speaking previously about the way the Hive is working for him and with him. So Mike can kind of go into detail as far as just the joint ventures and possibilities of networking with other Hive members and all some interesting stories and facts that come out.
Hey, if you want to talk about that deal we got, the one where we got ghosted and then we went around the back door.
Which one we talking about? The
10 acres? Yeah,
it's great. I mean, it's a perfect example of working with the Hive. So I had sent out a mailer to an area, I think this was like southwest of San Antonio area there, and I ended up getting contacted by a gentleman that he lives out in, I think he lives in Tennessee, if I'm thinking about it correctly. But yeah, he had 10 acres, and in talking to him, he wanted 100 grand for it. And not really knowing the market that well, a little unsure, talked to him a bit, ended bringing it back to the Hive and talking to Alma, Alicia, Lupe, Anthony, just really getting everyone's opinion on it. So we came up with a plan of attack that I was going to go back in try at 80 grand, see where he's at. I knew he was pretty solid on that 100, but it's worth giving it a try. So we went in at 80. He wasn't feeling it. Tried to do owner financing at the 100. He wasn't really feeling it. So took it back to the group and said, here's where we are. I've talked to this guy. I already know how he feels about 80. I know he felt pretty comfortable at 100. Let's wait a couple days. And then we went back in with a new voice. So someone else contacted him, went back at it with the 100 grand. And it looks like, I think as of today, maybe like a couple hours ago, I think we have that thing signed. We're waiting for it to come in the mail. And I mean, it looks like potentially this thing might be sold as soon as we get it back in the door here.
Yeah, man, it's such an amazing story. And, again, it's like when you try to imagine something like this, a company like this, a team like this, it looks good on paper, it looks good on theory, but when you see something like that happen, it's amazing. So Mason and myself just experienced the same thing. So he got one here as an acre in San Antonio, came in with just, a little lower offer, see if the lady would budge or not. And then she ghosted him. So I just came in randomly and asked her if she'd sell. Yep. So I just sent her all my contact information. She said she's going to review it, and it looks like we're going to do the deal over there too. So I really like the idea of getting multiple opportunities at the same properties. I haven't heard anybody else doing that yet. So yeah, I think the Hive is amazing in that regard. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the future. So you almost can't lose, man, because you can give it your best shot. And if a seller gets, offended by your offer, then you can always just come back in a few days later, a week later, and shoot again.
Yeah, and I have another great example as well. Recently, I had these two properties in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I had them locked up, sold. I had a buyer that was she was taking some time. She ended up having some family issues. She had to back out, so I was locked up with her for about 3.5 weeks. Ended up putting it back on the market. Got a lot of interest right away again, and then one guy had contacted me, seemed really serious about it. We agreed on a price. But he stated he wanted to go through title, and I'm used to doing a lot of self-close, so I was trying to kind of help him out and saying, you know, I can close this for you. There's no need to. Felt more comfortable going through title. I said that's absolutely fine. Then he stated he wanted to bring in his realtor as well. And once again, I'm thinking, oh, here we go. We're complicating this. You know, we're going to bring a realtor in. Well, talk to his realtor, really cool guy, you know, chatting with him for a while, talking about land. And he's like, you know, I'm going to represent him for this deal, but, you know, let's talk a little bit more about land. And we're just chatting about it. It's going well. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I got to introduce this guy to the hive. You know, this guy, you got to bring him in. There's no doubt about it. So told him a little bit more about myself, told him about my TikTok and all this stuff. And we hang up the phone. 2 minutes later, my phone's ringing again. He goes, are you Mike Novak? I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, Louis Morales, we're in the hive together. So all of a sudden, you know, to know, no idea what are the chances of this, that all of a sudden, you know, some guy wanted to contact his realtor. He happens to be another hive member. And all of a sudden, you know, he just says, vouches for me, good guy, boom, we're in title right now. That thing should be closing in a week and a half, 2 weeks. And in addition to that one, another hive member, Yasir, lives in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And once he saw that I had those posted again, must have came up on his feed, he offered, hey, I'll go out there and take pictures for you if you want. So, I mean, all of a sudden we have 3 people collaborating from the hive to get a deal done, and it just happened all organically. So it just shows that, you know, we're already out there.
No, this is awesome. I heard that story, and I'm like, there's no way. Like, you can't make this up. Like, to get on the front end with Louis, that's crazy. So this thing's crazy, and it's crazy to see where different people are taking it. And I was telling Mike earlier that it's cool to see stuff happen in the background, and we're not even privy to it. It's just going on, and everybody's just working together, and stuff's just going on and happening, and you don't have to be privy to it. It's just, it feels amazing to be operating this monster, you know, in some fashion.
No, yeah, man, I love stories like that. And again, it's like you can imagine the future, you can visualize something when you're creating a company. And then we can, you know, we've theorized about this a lot, you know, envisioning the future, seeing where this thing might go. Like, as we pilot the ship, you know, like Daniel said, there's events happening without our participation that are an exact representation of what we thought the future might look like in this company. So to see it unfolding, it's like you get kind of giddy, like, dang, it's working exactly like we said. So you might say, like, nothing could have predicted, you know, that it was going to happen exactly like, but no, for sure we saw the future and it's working the way that we promised everybody. So to see guys like you having success and, you know, networking amongst each other and everybody helping each other, man, it's super humbling to see this thing unfolding. Yeah.
So I was speaking to Mike, and Mike says he's getting ready to quit his 9 to 5 because he's having a really good year, and he's telling me that, he has a new baby coming this June, so he's looking to quit using his vacation time and leverage that vacation time to make a full leap forward. So I told him I did the same thing myself, so it's kind of cool to see somebody else in that same footsteps to make that step.
It's having a trickle down effect, man. So I haven't bought any cars yet for the dealership this year. I've still been selling some stuff that I had on hand, but I hadn't been doing the roofing thing either. Like, this is my first year being full-time real estate, and it really is a game changer, man. Mid-December, I stopped setting an alarm clock entirely to never set one again. So to wake up a little bit more rested, get up, go to the gym, go to the kids, like the park with the kids, like, to me, that's way more important than just having to get out there and run it and gun it, man. So yeah, my hat's off to you. Congratulations. You know, I hope that you get there sooner than later, but yeah, exciting times ahead, man. It's a really, really good feeling to not have to answer to anybody.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a dream of mine. I'm hoping it's going to happen now. I mean, I'm working hard towards it. So I've always been kind of entrepreneurial at heart. I run an Amazon business since 2016 as well. So
Nice.
kind of just been, you know, taking this money and, you know, putting it away. And I close a couple of nice deals here, you know, I don't see myself returning to that. So I'm in a nice situation now where I'm completely work from home remotely, and with a new baby on the way, getting a nice chunk of time off paid. So I'm hoping that, you know, if close a few deals between now and then that I'm not returning there, and really jumping full steam ahead to this real estate entrepreneurial adventure, and I'll never look back.
So what's the future look like for you as far as in the next year or so? What are things you planning on working on? Any larger deals? You want to knock something out the park as far as an aspiration or goal in the near future? What do you got going? What do you think you have going on in the next year?
Yeah, so I think it's really trying to scale and get more efficient. So pull myself out of the business. I think where I want to be is on the phones, negotiating, and locking up deals. I really like doing some of the research and sending out the mail actually, and looking at properties and things like that. As I stated before, I kind of did a lot of self-closing and stuff like that. So now, and I worked in a lot of the lower end markets. So I was buying properties around $3,000, $4,000, selling them for 10 grand. Now I'm trying to play more in the buy for 10, buy for 20, sell for 30, 40. So to do that as well, I'm looking to, work more with title companies and looking to optimize, my way of reaching out. So especially now with the Hive, I can go and I'm starting to do SMS messages, which is new to me. Starting to do some ringless voicemail stuff, which is new to me. I have a inbound funnel to collect off my website, which is going to hopefully be bringing in some traction. So other things I love about the Hive is, I'm over here like making these deals and getting on the phone and recording all my calls. So really getting better at being on the phone, learning not to talk so much, learning to, kind of say what I need to say and just shut up and, let the seller talk and learn from there. So it's a lot of growing for myself personally to get better at this trade and this niche and be able to do that, become more efficient at it, which I think is where the Hive comes in from a technology standpoint, because that's helping me, really make all that part a lot more efficient. And then the networking part of the Hive also, I mean, it's just like enables you to feel a lot more comfortable locking up almost any deal if you know that you can work with a group of people that can help you dispo it or help you give a second set of eyes on it. So I think, and at the same time trying to move up market to more higher end properties. So I think a combination of all these things together is going to help me get where I want to be and more. So I think, efficient, scale, and, work with the Hive and, really grow and get to that point where I'm done with this W-2.
No, man, freaking amazing, Mike. Yeah, we're loving working with you, man. And like I said, you've kind of been on board since the beginning and you already had the mindset. So yeah, if we can contribute any which way, yeah, super, super glad to work with you and support you. Like I said, and you kind of saw the vision before anybody else did, literally, quite literally. So yeah, excited to see that you made the plunge, joined the Hive, and now you're having a lot of success with it, dude. So yeah, mega exciting.
Well, I think we're gonna end it here. We do appreciate your time, and hopefully you'll join us next time on the next Meet the Hive call. We appreciate your showing up and helping us out.
Definitely appreciate you guys. Appreciate everything you do, and look forward to working with you guys for a long, long time, man.
Awesome.
Amen. Thank you, Mike.
Cool, man.
Thanks,
See you guys.
Catch you guys soon.